The Dinner Guest. Story by Magic Art. Copyright 2026 Magic Art. All rights reserved. Edited and polished with assistance from Grok, XAI. Call me rusty, like the blade I always keep tucked in my sleeve, sharp enough to carve out what I'm owed. I'd been bouncing around the Emerald Triangle for months, trimming weed for chump change, dodging the paranoia that comes with the territory. Murder Mountain, they call it up here in Humboldt. Folks vanish like smoke, chalked up to bad deals or black bears. Me? I was the bad deal, strung out on crank and kush, temper like a lit fuse, always one shorted paycheck away from snapping. It started in that shithole bar in Garberville, the kind where the air reeks of skunk weed and desperation. This weirdo shuffles in from an abandoned hiking trail in back of this pokey dump, short, stocky, with a flat face and squinty eyes, humming some off-key ditty like he didn't have a care. Looked like one of those Down syndrome types, slow and harmless, the kind folks pity or ignore. He pulls out a fat wad of bills to pay for his drink, 20s, 50s, crisp as fresh trim. My stomach growled. I hadn't eaten proper in days, and that cash, it screamed easy score. No one would miss a retard wandering the woods. I'd tail him, wait for dark, slit his throat, take what was mine. Simple as that. I slipped out after him, keeping to the shadows as he trudged onto a muddy trail snaking into the redwoods. Fog rolled in thick, turning the forest into a green haze. Miles ticked by, 2, 3, my boots sucking in the muck, crank buzzing in my veins, keeping me sharp. Sun dipped low, painting everything bloody. He didn't look back once, just kept that dopey shuffle. Perfect. Then he stopped, dead still like a stump. My heart jackhammered. Had I crunched a leaf? Nah. I froze, hand on the rusty knife. "You thirsty, friend?" His voice slurred out, mushy like he was chewing rocks, but calm. Didn't turn around. How the fuck did he know? Sweat prickled my neck. Paranoia from the drugs, maybe. I stepped out, playing casual. "Yeah, could use a swig. You sharin'?" He turned then, moon face splitting into a grin that didn't touch his eyes. Pulled a flask from his pack, old tin, dented like something from a western flick, etched with faded scratches. "Moonshine, family recipe, burns the doubts away." I snorted, snatching it. Dumb bastard offering booze to a stranger. Gulped deep, fire exploded down my throat, spreading warm and fuzzy, blurring the edges fast. Tasted like pine sap and metal, but it hit like a hammer. "Thanks, name's Rusty. You?" "Echo," he said, still grinning. "We're close to home now. You should come. I'd like to have you for dinner." I choked on a laugh, the burn turning to giggles in my gut. "Have me for dinner?" Phrasing, you idiot. Brain as soft as his walk, probably meant, "have you over." But hell, why not? I was peckish, and if he lived alone in some backwoods shack, it'd be cake to off him there. Eat his grub, steal his stash, ghost into the night. "Yeah, sure. Lead the way, Echo." He nodded, turning back to the trail, humming again, that eerie tune bouncing off the trees like whispers. The moonshine swam heavier in my head, making the path tilt, colors smearing. Stupid fucker. Didn't even ask why I was following. I'd chow down, then chow him out. The home emerged from the fog like a bad dream. A ragged cluster of sagging cabins, overgrown with ferns and vines, lantern light flickering through cracked windows. Smelled wrong. Rotten meat mixed with weed and damp earth. Shadows stirred inside, gaunt figures slinking out. Not just Echo's kin, dozens maybe, all twisted. Hollow cheeks, mismatched eyes, limbs bent odd like they'd been inbred for generations. One coughed blood into a rag. Another cradled a bundle that whimpered unnaturally, like no baby I'd heard. Jaundiced skin, trembling hands, looked like death warmed over. My buzz soured, turning to ice in my veins. "What the hell is this?" I slurred, knife out now, but my grip wobbled. The moonshine. Shit, it was hitting wrong, legs buckling like jelly. The clan closed in, claws for hands, eyes hungry as wolves. Echo stood front and center, that innocent mask gone, eyes sharp as my blade, gleaming with something dark and smart. This ain't no dinner party," I yelped, voice cracking, swinging my witless blade wild. Panic words, spilling out stupid. Echo's face twisted into a smirk. "No, dumbass, it's the Donner Party." The words hung like fog, then he threw his head back and guffawed, a wet, rattling bellow that echoed through the trees, crazed as a hyena in heat. The clan froze, but Echo spun on his heels, launching into this stupid-ass dance, arms flapping like busted wings, hips jerking in a spastic rhythm that had put Donald Trump to shame. Stiff stomps, finger guns popping at the shadows, that moon face locked in manic joy. "Dumbass normie, welcome to the feast." They swarmed then, mimicking his jig in a grotesque chorus, malformed bodies twitching, prion shakes turning it into a death rattle ballet. I hit the dirt, vision blurring to black, their laughter the last echo in my skull. Hunger closed in, thick as the fog. And me? Just another fool on the menu.